Well, Mekoswa da was say wajibra go so hwe bedwam on Adom TV na mother sister Sandy so as say baby awako pia ene afashe sonko kra so ekoso no so no e do no so as say onyame so mbo on ne team no e ho ban okwan sonko so kra no nkor pepepe na EPGM na masaka o say nkomo sonko onum from 9 to 9:30. You don't have to miss out. It's very, very important. But some quick reminders, very, very important about Ekwa. Yeah, Quatia, a year, a former good year, a tour into the Kwanso. Unfortunately, Bribia da Mekametana, because a Kaikai, young friends said that's central for any Ghana for them, any Nipakubi, in Bribia Dano. I think people misunderstand what we do. In a lot of challenges about just 2 days back or so. Yankasa, your colleague or multimedia, and say, on nama, the issue about illegal mining, no, akos we jinabisi and no pyramid no kase Erastus asari donko. Nano da pembe mi ensenya. Ye chile no one of the sites obi ye juma onion one kwanso. Bro on any team in no. I think it's a matter that should not lie. Now, also, because I don't know, actually, bit my nipa for not necessarily a journalist. Ebi kura kromunu nyina na mono mebu ne homa tie se ye ma asumesi na obenten into former goodie e won susu ana se kwayim na afi no so e ho attack eba nti e be sre the needed authorities as soon as practicable won hwe na on to anamon for mine but multimedia yesi aginaye se enya dia ye be ma enua be ma onam eye kwan paso di ne dwuma na nipa bonifo bi akoto ahye so de be ma asemi akodasa akeke. And this is from the multimedia group. Assault on crew of the multimedia group. The multimedia group strongly condemns the violent attack on 4 of our team members by armed men at Asumenya near Mansunkran in the Ashanti region on Sunday, 20th October 2024. The team was covering the recent resurgence of illegal mining activities, Galamsey, causing obstruction and destruction in parts of the newly restored Asumenya reserve, as well as the pollution of streams feeding into the Ankobra River. During the assignment, more than 10 heavily armed men wielding pump-action guns attacked the crew, forcibly adapted them to a remote location, subjected them to physical abuse, and later abandoned them at the scene. The attackers confiscated items including a tablet computer, batteries powering their drone, and removable storage devices used to store footage and other data after deleting footage and evidence gathered by the team from their devices. The incident has been reported to the police, and we appreciate the swift action initiated by the Inspector General of Police to apprehend the attackers. We unequivocally denounce this attack on our journalist and 3 other team members and call on the Ghana Police Service to ensure that the perpetrators are swiftly brought to justice, with all those involved held accountable to the full extent of the law. No Ghanaian should be subjected to such brutality for simply performing their duty, especially when addressing critical issues like the ecologically devastating Galamsey operations. As the 4th estate of the realm, journalism plays a vital role in bringing attention to critical issues that affect our society. We therefore call for greater protection of our journalists and media practitioners across the country. And it's signed and it's copied the Ghana Journalists Association, Ghana Independent Broadcast Association, and the National Media Commission. And there's also one from the GJA. Quickly, let me read that out. From the Ghana Journalists Association. It says, prosecute assailants of Erastus Ades. Shut down Edel Metallum Mining Company. and the Ghana Journalists Association has received a chilling report of the brutal assault of award-winning journalist Erastus Asare Donko and his crew by armed thugs last Sunday in line of duty and in pursuit of a cause for the good and survival of the nation. While covering the wanton destruction of the environment, including farmlands and water bodies, as a result of mine activities at Asumenya in the Amansia South District in the Ashanti region, armed thugs protecting a mining site at the village belonging to Adom Mining Resources Limited seized the Multimedia Group Limited crew and their equipment, subjecting them to brute assault. The armed thugs wielding pump-action guns took the Multimedia crew to a scheduled forest at a village nearby, where they assaulted and abandoned them in severe bodily harm, including swollen eyes and ringing effect in the ear. The Multimedia crew subsequently reported the incident at the Manso Edubia police station, where they were given medical forms with which they sought medical treatment at the Agro-Isum hospital. According to the crew, the assailants had indicated that they were acting on the instructions of their owner, on the owner of the mining company. Investigations by GJ indicate that the mining lease has Adley Tete as shareholder. The GJ has informed the police, have arrested 3 suspects in the case, and we applaud them for acting swiftly in that regard. We particularly commend the Inspector General of Police for showing interest in the case and urge the Ghana Police to arrest the others and prosecute them immediately. We understand that following the report made by the victims at the Mansour Dibia police station, 8 armed police officers were dispatched to the crime scene, where they encountered the armed thugs in fierce verbal exchanges. The police subsequently retreated with the intention to go for reinforcement and return to action to effect arrest. The GJA encourages the police to demonstrate in all circumstances that they are in control of internal security, including the protection of the environment. Meanwhile, the GJA calls on the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and the Minerals Commission to suspend the permit and license of Adom Mining Resources Limited to allow for investigations into the operations of the mining company, particularly the adverse impact of the mining operations on the environment. We also call on civil society organizations to roundly condemn the assault of the Multimedia crew, to demonstrate the collective national resolve to seek healing for our ailing environment caused by mining activities. While expressing sympathy to our comrades and wishing them speedy recovery, the GJA wishes to assure them and the entire media fraternity that the situation will not rest until we find justice for the Multimedia crew. Erastus Asare Donko is the PAV Answer Journalist of the Year 2022. And through his sterling journalistic works, he has been a formidable defense against environmental degradation emanating from mining operations. We believe beyond the GJ honor bestowed on him for his journalistic excellence, Erastus deserves the highest honor of the land, and his assailants deserve the worst punishment in the land. And is signed Kofi Yeboah, General Secretary for our association, Ghana Journalists Association. I'm sure say assemblée no wote nsema hodo a eye akosodano do no a ebebo ni nkro anim say esan eye enipa bi yo masotire se adwumakoi nam kwati kwan so etu anamon bi a ekotia yinsu ene ye kwaye. Nti as a journalist, especially yehu say Erastus na a lead journalist for the fight against illegal mining in this country. Yasanyan amana basobodie from GJ. Enye kwan say the central for titu enua bema Erastus ene na yadwuma efaso on the team no. Until we are thanking the police and still urging them that enipa do no ana ngotwe na omutu sa na mo no ye be say so be hare omo na omo ne akogina mra nim na mra anyone edi. I feel so the said GJ which I fully support is that Ocean Koma Erastus need the and I say adwumakuo no kwan on fa so omudi omudwuma so omutu agudi of form no enye kwan papa. Nti ye be sra police for so omo so hwe any relevant body bia hwe see a bit more mojo mojumana talk career mu set no kure and I said the kure bia any sasemuma. It's very important, and I've always told you and I remind you that journalists you're your enemy. Yes, tiasie central for your time for the ye who and ye can the enkoyi and ye danedi the beboa mo my can calling in punto every payo and ye danedi, especially in our crucial moments as we count down to election 2024 on the 7th of December. Ye best cooperate with us. Cooperate with us. You say you need to do baby. Yes, you will see Tony and Mario. That's why also was our coin and say, you may go out to be one ma, with him the yen, your Mario any Sinton uncle, at medium or your NMC or your GG or and other relevant bodies are a bit in this town. In Tiabesso, Mommy, na any central for any delbo for Yentinasi, our dream, all because we want this Ghana collectively, we want it to grow, to develop, to prosper, and to progress in the Shenandoah. And then we move into the conversation about Supreme Court. Omunikuta to me the interpretation. The speaker can or interpret Bibia or can say the city and no other Mrashe Bedrim. No ma bebre koso we say me na majority we say me na majority we say me team was we say obi the kind of dining in same bebre ntini e hwa ma speaker abedi ni nkomo ye hwa be o man beti me kodu na speaker kasa maybe you missed it yentie se do di ni nkomo ye babaka you a lot to talk about ye kwaba
Cynthia Alban Kingsford Sumana Bagben Chamino Mrashibejefie Edis ansem yitu dwa ene se ohwese de ensem ni si koso wo mamu ene asebu a edakọ to dada no a na wo se wo twe mrashibejafo asesena no esensen.
The fact that there is a question on the composition and constitution of Parliament, and having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in Parliament, I will proceed to, in accordance with Standing Orders 59, adjourn the House indefinitely.
Eno echi mrashibejafo bi we ndisi amanyokuo ni mu ene adom kase etwetwe enkomo bra otwa wansetere ne mu ebo achi amehene abaso ewo kwan ya wafaso aso hawo no ano sebe ye enkofa mentime ho asibia ema
media na meka ne se ye mra ye de ye adwuma wo ye krom ha no edi nkunim ye gina mra no so e de ye adwuma na wapon ye nti yapon tie no ano no ye me bona me come me say me kwasam papa me free wa ma come constituency
nyame adom ya majority and he needed 2/3. We are half. In fact, we are 2 more than half. Intino or take a decision biala any year. And sabi minority no mona omo wa baimu. Omo de nyama beba my eye. Almost the whole place is empty, as you can see. Into the end, ya baba ye Ghana ejuma your constituency to abama ye say yemra me nyame adom ya baba ye.
And the speaker in his wisdom no. Opeso ya idea emfa tension beba my for be stay on east.
Supreme Court are on petition, and may assure say the appropriate in your man for him to go and answer, and he will further consult. So as and when things are clear, then we will be recalled.
Okay, so you're saying by the city. So that's what happened in another parliament. Speaker, Wakasa Nafi, members of parliament, almost the Omanu December so to Dodone Kase, the speaker cano, because Nanchinua and NTS and Yajuma. So as we speak now, you heard the Supreme Court back, then the speaker will take a cue from that. But another announcement over here, yeah, one of the MPs I can say or call a content from independent Nafi esabe to just infonyini bi beto just on leader of the house era French market ne era Kennedy Japan etwa infonyini tino bibia di adanse say they was about back to the party and also be ensem bebre and other on one of our platforms Asempa 94.7 ekusi senju medino on ye nua bema obi di nkomo no the ochirem say no kure bi ani san kono as we speak or akujina say independent parliamentary candidate and Mary Visa can you know a gender minister and they come my shibi our chair a lot of the committees on into a nadia Cynthia Mamle Morrison asem ana making obi a wote say bia saa mfonyini we original so edi bo atense say wasabe dom niku MPP no enrada on ekosi se on asempa odi atuja say there be edipa binum na asheda na omo ye sade no enye no creda nti oda so eko sa independent no nti eno so ho asem no so there are a lot of issues enrada esi wo parliament abojafo atrase anisa ye ne om betwetwe nko but let me give you the next 5 minutes also be frame they akoso da wo enrada wo ye mra shibedwam no onti ase ne sen ebia na wo susue bi honum ebia na wo adwenche bi honum a na odi abreye na afi mpanyfo atrase yetimi ni won so edi nkomo on that 0302 211701 equity 4 0302 211701 equity 4 there a course and rather if you followed keenly ewo ye mra shebedwam no wo wadwenkyere ewo ho no fabre ni ntimi ndi sa nkomo no 0302 211701 equity 4 Fabre na quickly we are nesem ne eye abadwafo no etoa ye nkomo no so ewa ha anisa ebia na osusu se we de nan ke senke fa sei we de senke irua sei we de senke fa hanum sei we de senke ejina hanum sei we de mene ne ya adwene ahade migiri senke ba ne sei kakra nke beboa se wo adwenkyire bi sa ebeboa Jerry Machi apom ti sei
Mejeso Omahene.
Bibia boko.
Oh, Nyame Adom na mo so e.
O Nyame Adom boko na o kase free.
Oh, me kase free Mankesim.
Okay, Mankesim bibia e kama ho.
Oh, Nyame Adom bibia ko so kama. Ahaye. Bibia dana ko empepepe.
Good. Okay, meet you.
The American say Ghana na edin kunim. Adibia e bia ano ya dwebreo.
Okay.
Sani enra ade na sha sani e sha tie free. Brass anti no ashiwi start ye no menyiri say sani akono no ye ni agi because sani na ye opposition ye which the crown ye mhie kakra can come call e friend say ye omo chamber ho no in fact na hadwi na so sani akono na no o si wa agenda I think say ama bibia aye fu kakra menyiri say enta mo mra no na bibia atana kwa menti menyim say bibia be ye fine Ghana be di.
Thank you so much yenko ye nua ono so di so si ma chi na pon di say
Adom pastor now say Omahene.
Oh, Nyame Adom bibia e boko. Good.
What am Mustafa Kofi Abraham do something
Mustafa Kofi Abraham etio.
Amecha kwara sadma ko mensa. Ekja be no.
Yeah.
We were akaka me kan say the best way. Ye nyanom MPP for. Asem to ye fia ya yen kan watem kaka. The tia me ka sale say to be amanyuko ni a wo ye kese ma MPP. Na de bi nti wo so wo te ne ho a ye se omo da omo no na ntia pitiem. Yan kan wasem kakra wabo edde after the pia bonte enti se eya se MPP amanyuko no obi ka so mate be ho e koto abaye sisi me mate be ho so obekọ akọ no ya na edise bebrebe eba enti efia se bi ni nwa sana e pia bonte me da afi na me fa nyaduma.
Okay, so yeah that's it sounds what timide edi nkomo we yenko na ni yenua be ma kafui eni nkomo kafui gomo na point say Come on, upon to say. Good morning, Kafu. Upon to say. Well, I think it's a Kafu 18 Huntimini and Kasei. Say Kafu Odoma. Upon to say. Yes. Apple March upon to say. All right, Apple, meet you.
Yeah. Yango part of me hoye na also want to say
Nyame Adom apa bibia e boko etio Oh, apauti o fache menti kasa fidie no de kasa direct.
Ghana na edin kunim se na menu aba akon kan.
Oh, Clement Mache.
Yeah.
Hello, Clement.
Hello, yeah. What am I got?
Me ton kapa Clement now what to say?
No, yeah.
Well, it's you Clement.
Yo, we pass kakam pass can say parliament aye juma. Say the TV aron the aye na dey hear me pa sa galamse 7 na ye kan yedi eni edi akire ye pese ye hu ba bia ko wie no eno no aye se mo ye gato na je se mo man krofo kwan se mo nto aso anya de mo ye nti mo me nko no so na me ye di nko ho na ye nsuo.
Okay, so Clement jira hama me onso fansusue bi bra very important on si akobu ye nipa kra na no kwasiada ewo kwaye ba akwa no bi tu for magudi a onto no ne kwa so edi ubesusu se sabre enya de unfortunately Clement ko mama ni akwa aba na afi yen try common so ma chapo di say well yen timi fa friend for nyina biem am say ye beti ebrebeti mama yen ko ani la chumbe ma akwa aba and I always say I love what you are wearing
we kwa dem ye say we
school na ko na akonya aba so body a wanya nkrata bibire no intitiye we know how to commercialize every opportunity in your farm. We also by the roadside and I say, oh, possible now, no. We will commercialize every activity that you want to.
Running a waffle.
Waffle. I'm producing the t-shirt way. When they say so, Emuna na say we dey war on them.
Is young, yeah, me person ordinary say dem. Omra me kan ya mo bisa. Ya some na ya me. Mo omra me di man mo.
Oh, the producers in your body. Directors in your body.
Omo yin wani ha.
Ono me yin
wani ha. O jina say.
That's why Gino kura no say.
Sentiment man wa say to say na say ono bia we say.
I see. Oh, but they are beautiful. John who here?
Ne ho den sa ebo no
Jane so na mu
onam pa
chairman na hold on
chairman I mean say
say we in the chairman beto aso
obi abeto aso
okay
obi abeto aso this team no there ya we say ya form na ahodo
so what chem bebre
dobia na abc bi achi wa ba bi na bi sa ufi wono bi so test wo na sa na nam no sa ebeko ye say na no point asi ebesi boko come oh of course I mean I always say this not out of complacency. I mean I don't ever want to be complacent when it comes to politics. I believe that something can be done. I believe that something can happen, but me personally complacent when it comes to politics and these political issues.
I didn't hear.
Oh no, because complacency can make you lose what you should have fought for. Yes. But as I always call, I mean, the best team in this country among, all others, has a folk. But so it has, and she is children. Was until the bones are rotten. Opa, why you know, glass, you fashion, and hammer, the Macana, no answer the Macan. So, but there's a winter, what's but the best team is phobia. One person by Yatum, but so person at them. Boko obra enti sina ko ponti ase wo soro aka asase bedi ho dance ama beba mu come December 7th ye do adwandoma ni Muhammad bedi nkunim obedi nkunim
as we speak now what diagnose Ghana who your challenges ni biana
that's what my challenge is see apa the one 2-3 key things that I can offhand mention. One is awareness
more man attention mo chiche
no you can't want some be economic issues is number one of the rationale behind 24-hour economic policy is say but moving the country from import driven to export driven.
Because the more no, yeah, crab or mine no.
I does.
Crensu.
Me call shop be members me body for 1 or 2 reasons. I war easily go here so baby.
Crensu ba.
Come me would have shop up in so America me no pa me would have be some say. This is what America for so. This is just about last week or last 2 weeks. No, last week. It's even last week.
Yeah, crensu.
Me say. Shop and members money.
But it's about taste. There's someone saying taste.
And yet taste some. So the engine can so from. And yet taste.
Me say as I buy any year in a cabana consciously. yenum no ene yankase mo no kra di ayede o bewura ba bia wo man ba bia no mo ayedi organa no if you hold me
no it's because the problem has been that from Genesis no abontin dia na ba mu am ye dia agree
control
but enso dia
but enso dia
enso am no fi America no me bi many boss systems enso we the America enso
na mo hihye mu sa no ma nyina no wo be pagya bonu
no enye ne bo no ka pese see you produce more waha in large quantities why are we then going to import?
People still want to have that
no exactly because you see more of export driven see you dey move back bonten do chese go for dey mu
mo hwese ye dey no be dey
no yet of course send to the Ghana Standard Authority
because no hwe nye honko an ye ntade shem kura te say we mu bi no ye mu dodo na abo ne na Senegal ne na Niger ne na Nigeria ne na
ni nyina na say Nigeria so no say I also operate from there
yeah
because of my legal practice but no craba ko mu ni Nigeria for one art the artisans right tailors inside there so nyina kan artisans no good woman no that kind of senators way one from the
3-1 no
no not even the 3-1 the top and down one the senators no at Ashaneka so the one name no the senators way they are very good in showing it me will be I'm a permanent from Nigeria the buy now far other ones you can see differences but to be honest with you now some of them too are descending down here joining the Ghanaian ring and one more air blended adwuma no around the last make say I am upon me the mami also ni mo ba marketo o ni designs as abrante ne de ba what do you compare Nigeria for there no now all cross one kra
almost there all cross
one kra very good designs
so in every facet of what we are doing in terms of obviously export to more yen Franco local beds na turn ross
yeah
kwamba na modern titi be ma ye be package nam ni yam na ko tete enam ID fra bon na no ba ye de bi
entity training and then the needed equipment or machineries are waiting at the money asa you already know more set up so with the 24-hour economy idea am be here and say mu here government support to be able to beef up which you will get because you say private sector there yeah man in compulsory yeah man attractive mom it will any dey go o man here trust din say na dey say na dey we dey because na ya ban ma ABCD dia megia make me dey I say so and be twon on say ma mbia no ton gongonte o mikro say wara baba nti wa wani bad no so wa hwese na nkwan ezi to twa fa ahwem no a kwabra wa na betu ka ko
okay so I think Ghana for be so more money one of the few people are products we are on sir a body a plantain chips
yes
me who say because me call Canada no me who say omo
aye be package Ghanaian forms of course
decent
yeah. Very nice ones
I'm so wow it say a bit me
yeah
level
we can do anything no is wrong and Americans say e bia na in the past ni am pay attention to certain things and man ni maybe kwaye de aye but the name ni am charge dodo no ani bo mo so dodo no na getting to understand say na sa de obi here na kwabra say we had bi o obi atena se wa brochire agada enkate watu ni peanut
yeah
ade agu park alebu ni keke wono de ba woni age ho wo to ye wode wo bra nse butuma ye enkate ye bra ye mena ni bia ho
that's correct
so what you say ye mena ni bia ho so there obi ye bia nse butuma ye bi wa package ni kama alebu ni kama man so are very attractive to anybody want to buy on the shelves so what you say
okay
it's not a big deal it's something that we are going to do and we will not stop. And we will encourage every Ghanaian or here into a no business. Kakra say, be rest assured, say a time is coming that you are going to really enjoy because of the boost that is going to come from.
And that is when John is leading.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Me na say, I ask you senior, what giant in law atade ne hye. Ana ne oyentia obananka wo so no, wo de apimpimu. Omadi wenim kan marketing with omadi wenim
oh marketing
commercialization of this
no kwese ba ko bi na no mi ni hia wo Adom FM wa star station na ba ko bi e share na ba o mi ade digitalization ni bi wa hase ya o scan ya na ba edo ko ndi website
morning kwa
ba mi ade na wa ye no o mo da t-shirt
National Democratic Congress
NDC
thank you
moda number
8 but say that no be catch that we say and you just say balaba no number
number also
no
Okay,
no. Number is. Let's not deceive people. Number is.
Okay, also. I did say can be a higher number anyhow. But my who's number 1, me number 2, me number 3.
We live in a country that we have large number of illiterates. Whether you like it or not. Illiteracy indoors. It's a cabin man into anything but the
number.
Okay. 8 in the panel.
It's the or number 8.
You look for them. I mean the umbrella. Umbrella now. That's I don't feel you say people under the man why design your sign line me answer. A friend can ye obi enfuni. A friend touch me no ye obi a sense and a friend touch me answer na do say betimi so. Last time me can I say no so no. Enye kumoti na say tam bia won say mu biara. What the bot increase paper no so what oba.
Okay.
Bibia ni Ghana hamra bia ni we say tambia kumoti nkwa na also the team so.
Okay.
Let's yama Ghana for ntin ma bia see because you say you can bibia ma tongo for team do. So tambia obi fi say something say we kwati so bia ba na ma nto no.
My problem aba.
Meanwhile it's not true.
Okay.
Okay. It is answer tia. Say sanu bia or betu bia aba no wato. E we come there person mo put say come say man kwa kase.
Senior wa breye you home.
Mo media for na say no but say mo mo kan.
The media dey
Omamba pan talking.
Omamba pa.
Say wo ye dwuma wo trans na wo kasa. Won so wo
electoral commission for me hwe no mo fa.
Electoral commission me kan do so won.
Omo ntu esika na omo fa me side.
See they also kase tie di pa.
Me kasa tie na electoral commission me kan.
Senior kasa be rote people tell sa.
Electoral commission me kan won so.
24 inch.
Yeah. Bibi e boko.
Oh nyame adom o mai.
Bibi e boko. I disagree with your kind. What's the numbers in your
numbers o? Oh, say information is becoming too much. Esro ekosi format. Yehu say oba kudie ni ba omi de animu. Obi di so. E de obi to so.
Numbers been the one number 1, number 2, number 3.
That be impliedly. Yeti hay. Yeti hay. O my yeti hay. Oh, senior to work asabre to bona make bi. Yeti hay. Numbers ni animu. Bo bi ni so o na PM we number 1. Me number 2. Senior number 3. Ye kan akwa cameraman number 4. 5, 6. Sa yebenya numbers no dem ha. Enye sa
na but operation che say 1 2 3 4 5 bi any.
1 2 3 also say ba obi number 1. Ba omi adasoro number 1. Ah, unsan 1 ho nko 2 nko 3 nko engwotwe de na koye den. Oban engwotwe koye den ho. Enti no ade na ye say ba omi ani number 1. Picture na da ho. Ye the picture no so na eto. Infoni no so obi ayi ni poster wa bonten. So ake ase. Obi ayi ni poster wa bonten. The one person of the shaman for 3 minutes say ensure December ensure nto na wakọ hwechini ye. What you say? December ensure nto e your penima ensure nto. Eti de Ghana ni a won fa chini ye enko to aba no. Okọ ye de akọ hwechini ye ne de nde. O fa chini ye nya hwe. E ye number 1 no so no e na okomia pe na okọ ne baabi pe 1. Sa esoro hwa na Ghana for ne ka me be ya my late traffic mi nam Newtown hall bay meti so omoka esoro hwa nam se die na esoro hwa ya omo se a nye ba omi victory na nam se si ade na je fompa o
mo de mo pa ambulance mu fie o
ade na je fompa
mo be collapse bi abuzam grofo we
aje fompa mi o mai nkomo na de un se the ama election we aye depa na ye se o hwe the various policies a manyo ko mienu ni nyina ade abetu form na ba ku die mu oha ba ku die mu odu na Ghana for so nsu aso ansan che o hu de mu oduro sebi o my Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia promise these bold solutions for selfless leadership, bold solutions for jobs and business o hwe nkrate kuta me ya niam ewom a o my e de ewura the fourth industrial revolution e de ewuram eno ni ade Ghana for akoma eda ho and Ghana for who mampanyi Mahama ne president da one day we do mampanyi da o enye se vice president we di bi da and we do mampanyi na bi so da eno nti yaso na hu because the okan nyina no obetimi aye a enko be ye mampanyi emfie nnan ene abosumi nsia no enko ye no otumi o tumi e dey appoint minister di tumi e dey appoint DC di tumi e dey appoint CEO CEO di no wo ba omia oni Minister Ben and about me and appointee in Ghana. O my, what do I say? Chironi Penny, senior journalist. Bobby D. Chirem say, Minister will about me and appointee no. Deputy Minister will about me and appointee no. CEO will about me and appointee. Ebi wo ho. Ebi ni ho. Or Badwam Mpensenpensenmu and Adom Akufuado. Name mommy no humility. The Ghana for the 2 million Eshen sa. ɛhɔ no abɛnya to me and article 57 58 of our constitution a near ɛsɛ ɔman panyin yɛ no ɔno nso betumi ayɛ na ne nimdeɛ ɛwɔ mu a ɔnam krataa wei so ɛne Ghana for sign social contract no ɔman otimi implement it to put the nation Ghana ahead of our compatriots within the international system. Eti Bawumia is the future of our country. Ah, me gidi say mebu na ɛwɔ ha nyinaa, you know, enyina agina tum say the digital man, the economic messiah, bibia mu no ogina brane. And on na me hu from this say ɛwɔ se yɛhyehyɛ na oni mo man ba ko ya me depa on the policy ni mu ne you know, chile be the mutual tax policy. Ah, ɛwɔ hɔ sisie you know. Ah, wo be ye free wo de minim de mutua aba no.
Eh. Chile be the mutual say there.
Ah, unu tem na ba kuro mu no man. Sisi e wo ho yi no, say wo ye mass o school. Ba mass o man fa nya adwuma. Okọ GRA officer, e na sa mass na ye adwuma, ye calculate wo tax e ma wa na eno na GRA na chiro de utua. O de to no ma wa say oh, 73.5%. E da we obetua we so otua we 5.2%. We so otua we, etu we na ye prekesen, algebra ne calculus na usua wo school no. Okọ GRA officer, e ho na ye adwuma sisi e. Anything no more businessmen, more planning more businesses, more planning more life, more programs and activities. You are question two, no more bread because I don't know the day.
Do you free trade with the mutual require?
Minimum demetria, a flat tax rate. Minimum demetria, a flat tax rate. A flat, a flat, minimum demetria.
Let me acquire a second for you, but hello, how do you know? Before Gemina, this is the mediano. I can't be an idea. Lawyer Papa Chop, a lawyer Chum, and a lawyer a Fokwa. Mama intimate coach number she with him. Yeah, you see 20 every my acquire. And Dimitria and the Mehunati but my chassis with you. Mona na attention we who only problem every problem
maybe I'm 24
I pray for the can as about export driven not import driven
it when Dimitri and be boama and
you are the one in charge don't let him confuse you on your
program. Now attention almost so power because of what it be a tab on things 7% year montim was na sembe baby so the attention really was how the NDC was going to cooperate in terms of
cooperate on what?
In terms of say, hey, majority one and minor.
But we are the majority, so we definitely be in majority. That is very simple.
Their cost will be seen on pay. And then said I was here.
Oh, I mean, the law has. I mean, the speaker has spoken. He has just applied the law, and that law, and the president can be said it has been with us since 1992. All these people making noise, empty noises about this law, they knew this. They have been reading it. They were taught in the law schools and whatever. They didn't have issues with them. And they keep on deceiving people that the law is ambiguous. There is no ambiguity. Ambiguous. There is nothing ambiguous about the law.
Hey.
There is nothing ambiguous about the law. The law is not ambiguous.
I see.
That law is not ambiguous. Seeking means you are desiring to do something. That is another word for seeking. Desire. You are desiring to do something or to have something. Check the meaning of seeking. On just ordinary dictionary, even on Google, and see desire to have something. So you are desiring to have something. You are desiring to come to Parliament. You are desiring to become a member of Parliament as an independent person. Check even the H. Sound loud, clear, straightforward. If you are an independent person, won't mean cross it to a political party or join a political party. Simplicity. Simple. That is what the H is. Simple. So if another is an independent person and want to go on a ticket of MPP, is not supposed to leave the Parliament. The Constitution only gave 2 means of entry into Parliament, but it gave 8 means of exiting Parliament. 2 means through general election and by-election. The mere new na bet my first the Parliament. The moment what my yama or free honor. I won't tell you my yama and not to design one gene can was back as a Parliament then we get this over, which normally happens on the 6th of January most of the days, most of the political year. Then another one you say we MP what na be Speaker of Parliament or not do a whole instance. You have to vacate your seat. Another one is say one national commerce speaker say akunya no ni or resign. It's allowed. You go. Another one you say one parliament. Why you absent for about 15 parliamentary sittings? Why one national speaker? Also want me reasonable excuse biara. Wakunya be free wase. Ba akunya say okodi boni bi say MPP MP ya okoton kokin wa broche mi yachi ni e ben say. No yen kranza no for them. Yeah. Ya che wo sa boni dwumu no boni ni wadi ntu akonya wase akonya be yan ye ya darekodo nam so ba parliament. All right. And then another instance you say what political party me one BP me say me kodani NDC ye be ju say akonya ho na gene wo no. Ti gene fa ne ma mi no. Gene fa say what political party na so ko political party B. And I say what political party na so ko independent. And na gene kan ho so. Then over H na so ba ka tell say so we are independent. Now person fi your political party mu. Say the man mabobo so nyina we mu bia wa say ko ne be yi. And the make nyina dodo na mu bia sisi pen. Masati the friend saying and grandson of the dia kyerɛw. Masati Joe the ho dia kyerɛw. The governor parliament say the most every political year BBC. So what I say enti say ni ma wo nyina ya grounds and am so mrase bedwani bi betime free mrase bedwam. Come what I say. Enti say we mu bia si a ntoko bia ni ho. And NDC is not doing anything be as say come here say one person argument just as say eni ho ade na ntisa na mode takase ne petapa bi person mo gibibi NDC we ye dey emra na adwuma ana abatu ye me busa wo say senka the other way around say NDC ne puta 137 130 de be no ana ye nkrofo mu miensa sa de ye si man ntiki ye yi wo mu nyina say kunya ka fa say sa nkrofo etuwe de na komayo ibisa. If we were to be the other way around, say MPP for moment and the NDC for do you think this MPP group led by Afro Marcus would have said, hey, yeah, law abiding, majority, no, the speaker was wrong, and the majority video said, this people.
Now, what is law abiding about me at the end of Fatamina? Me say, me. I don't know what is law abiding about that. Say man say baby I do know.
Say when now say so some man na kan say akobra. Na man na ka say wi a. Ye man so ne say. Yes wo ana ye court nti ana tina ye court no na say obeka bibi. Ba say busa ne say. Would decide so obeka court. Na won say wako. Say won koye. Ensi mi kwan e wo medumadi hu.
Se me court.
Obeko court.
Na minyan koya na makwa.
Si me kwa mudimedi me kan sa afri se o se ya wada na wo speaker speaker ka so de na no yiye ne ba. Afana ma gas argument no make your court parliament ne say. Wako court. Ama ya be serve process in parliament. Inti official speaker say because we ya serve process in inti. Na the technically can say ko de na no yiye bia dey. Eba. But the question is that who court so ko dey? Ukoko so ko article 91J and H hunchirimu. Anything I court. Who know what stops you? Go.
It doesn't stop me from
no, of course. It can never be an estoppel. And it is not an estoppel.
Wouldn't it be prudent? Say once the process has begun, no, the court.
Which process has begun? Who interpretation on something?
Also due to interpretation I just call to bad time bit my grandma.
Na so be enter speaker ntirem obi ntirem court na mgo ntirem. Has anybody interpreted the constitution now? At that article 91G sorry 97.1 then 1G and H no. Obi ntirem as we sit here. Nobody has spoken about it. The court has not explained it.
Say in Chinyuaba sir anamuntu kra speaker etu no. Say the issue about independent you know. Why not actual about on one Casawa because you're co-independent by virtue of say electoral commission for a year in Krata Babontias Uncle Fono Bako and say co-independent Bako go back to MPP and you enough grounds for the speaker to speak to that.
Said that who said memoir you would Tibon cost for what papa.
Tibon cost you are no Chicago.
Me who be that
Fache. Tibon cost you are no.
The constitution. Maka article 97.1 G ndi ama. Abobo de wo nyina wo dia de batwi man kan de program de batwi mu. Ba bie ni wo ehyem say me political party NDC batwa come speaker say kwachi aka yayi no. Eni wo. Me say political party MPP for no kran. One constitution article 9 I for feature of membership. And some can say nay and none of Matthew from Mankambi. I say, so party no kobo bidin say assume si na ekọ gina wo Fanchakwa constituency. E wo party ni dwemu. Na wo yam bipini ba. Wo kosori tia se nipa no e wo elections mu so wo contest tia no a. Wo mo bro for mo twa wo constituency mu nyam twama wo. Wo mo say automatically na some prem one wa. Wo nya party ni dim. And prem one wa wo nya party ni dim. E party ne pa ana bo twama wo. Wa twama wo won to mra bia because constitution wo mo constitution go anka say. Ye ba twama wo say ye yiwadi.
The position that the speaker
and they run their party based on their own constitution.
Yeah, but the position that the speaker took by coming to announce that this has come to announcing to parliamentarians this has come to his notice. No?
Yes.
That position was taken a offbeat.
It's not offbeat. He cited the laws. He cited their own standing orders.
So
which is
after saying that Parliament, was he conclusive that the NDC now takes over or he hanged it?
Or hanging is na ukra form. Na ye be yitri from makase.
But Okinka ni semi
na ukra for be 3 from makase.
Which is Okinka ni semi na wiye no.
Kwabra yi, ye nyɛ simple mathematics bi wa. Me o 4, be 3 akase.
Say the back no aka wa 3.
Ana wo wo 4, ana wo dey be yi 1 akase.
Aka 3 we.
It mean me no na wodo. And you by implication. We me no go gan trampo no mra no anya apply wi a asi obi an so yi.
Okay.
All right. And now I be concert be na cause when million more say.
And the way he did the one
pound. Na me be ya na social media ya so say dey Cynthia Morris and anyway o be clear wa say nya no kre na me hu na say mo so hu ani kam. Na so ka so nko bi mpo no I still doesn't change the decision. And I want read the constitution well.
Okay.
So can you nko bi mpo no it doesn't mean automatically they should reverse back to parliament and everything that the speaker said is null and void. No. Everybody came out and said the constitution has given you 2 mediums of entering parliament to become a member.
Then there's an ambiguity, Kakaka. There's no ambiguity.
Oh no, I wonder there's no ambiguity. Sometimes my child plan and see first bomb. They bomb through general elections and by-elections. There's no other medium. So what I say? There's no other medium of coming to parliament, either through by-elections or general elections. So
So we are okay with what the speaker did yesterday?
Oh, of course. I mean, who say or trans or can say can't see you just Abdullah or compare interpretation on 102, 104. And in the Monoba, and of course, I'm the said now you have two quorums in parliament. Deliberative one, which is 1/3 of the house, and then decision making quorum, and you are not less than half of the house. In this or trans not award the media deliberations. They are not working here and making decisions and as we are and they knew at that time. So about the side and decision making to me. Into and yentu sorry yemma yemusu na se bia yen sorry na yentu sada. Okay. So that say no dey ne kwan so an do kan ye ho bia no and you see ya na many can say people think that the man doesn't know what he's doing. This is a man now what parliament from the birth of that parliament. 1993 be permanent. Kwabra. Why you be the parliament obi? Why minority leader? Why majority leader? Why deputy speaker? Why be speaker? So you think we don't know he doesn't know what he's doing?
He can't be all-knowing.
He can't be, but doesn't mean he doesn't know what he's doing.
90% sure.
Very good. And 90% is a distinction mark.
Very.
So my question doesn't mean 90%. I've made distinction. What does he know? And again, he's a lawyer. Over 45 years standing at the bar. Now say program say close to 10 years go say how much more 45 years
my me that say the menu ake kan say market say be on platform say tibon cost for
they are 300 free ya paper free
say tibon cost for obeti aka say oni obi nya adwen ba ka say tibon cost for
ya twa paper
na me pese me kire ni mu
ya paper 100 free o sa bri we me pese
there be me be camera. It be camera ni wia you be hear the tibon cost any dey onim mra no timba
ya paper free no mo ya paper free especially when older especially when more professional kwa there more
anything na okasa senior can get it wrong
rest but
senior can get it wrong
no doubt about that
senior ekasa no o say constitution na ye brofo e na are ho say lawyer ni be ka say constitution ye brofo because every lawyer of a sort e believe say the law, the constitution, our letter and the spirit. Mami twe na adwin si so e bia no kan sa case no. Justice Dateba the statement and I said ne dictum in a Jechum versus Attorney General. Namfenina son kasem. Or say the fact that a country had a written constitution did not mean that only its letter might be interpreted. The court had the responsibility for distilling the spirit of the constitution from its underlying philosophy, core values, basic structure, the history and nature of the country's legal and political systems, etc., in order to determine what implicit provisions in the written constitution would flow inextricably from that spirit. And when the constitution is that, enya say ya tro no brofo enya Latin enya English but the lawyer can say enya clear enya brofo keke ne ho no mo and I apply her and he's getting it wrong with all respect to him. Oh my, the crisis in which we are now, the near constitutional lacuna as a result of Speaker Babin. One, Speaker Babin interpreted the Constitution and Article 97, 1G and H, or arrogated to himself the powers of the Supreme Court under Article 131.
Are you sure he veered into that?
Yes.
He was clear.
Please.
Are you sure he veered into that?
He veered into that.
That me am parliament am on me shisha am order da no. Say ya na e ejuma. Enti ma fa so ai ni sa.
He interpreted the constitution to say obi file say oko independent. Obi file say oya independent in the next parliament, person joining the next parliament, on the ticket of a political party. It comes to say Nipano across the carpet within the life of a unique parliament like the 8th parliament and the 9th parliament. And when Nipana cross the carpet, I declare the seat vacant. That is the exclusive original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Oh my, many that Jack and Kai Speaker Babe ne ruling no. Now, Ocean ruling Nankasana or no answer or call back and forth. And I will show you why he did that. Oh my, so Ocean the Speaker Babe here na at the point was all interpreting constitution but or enforcing constitution. Or my enforcement of the constitution. It is the sole prerogative of the Supreme Court of Ghana. And Article 131, lawyer Bianca Chemsamiboa. And Article 131, the exclusive original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court is to interpret and enforce a provision of the Constitution. Oh my, say, senior enya where in the Republic versus High Court, Accra, ex parties and Ajimai Rollins, interested party near Marcity.
I know.
So nya where
I know very well.
Justice Kwekuti Akabwafo, or a judge of appeal now, as he then was. No, a trial high court judge.
Go to Supreme Court for interpretation where there's ambiguity.
Otina is another case. And he applied the law because there was a previous ruling by the Supreme Court in the Republic versus Mekankai court, lawyer BNM, the Mekankai principle. Say when the provision of the Constitution is clear, the lower court must enforce the Constitution. But that position of the Supreme Court as a sign, a bra. As parties and letter, Justice Atuguba speaking for the court, Eka say the mere fact that the trial high court judge, Justice Kwekuti Akabwafo, Aka say Article 94, clear because an letter registered voter, and Article 94 say qualification to be a member of parliament. This is how a Ghana need. What the official do no bako. Now what you do about to woman?
Okay, member of parliament, all right. Okay.
What you do about to woman? And I'll qualify. It's a bra to Obama as an letter, say parliamentary candidate of the NDC. I will call it now she was not a registered voter. And a near Machite nom the court. And the trial high court judge said because the provision is clear, say this was a registered voter, no, a registered voter, she does not qualify. It automatically, nice an election was null and void. Or appeal to the Supreme Court, Justice William Matuguba, JSC, as he then was, I catch there and say, speaking for the court, the majority, I say the mere fact that just the trial high court judge, I can say 94 clear amounts to interpretation of the Constitution. Because rival meanings have been ascribed to Article 94. Zaneto say there is a window of opportunity for her to register because limited voter registration was also there. And political party prepare almost ahead of the general elections. Before electoral commission begin court can say near Machitenum electoral commission registration, Emma Zaneto are registered there. And Sana Kwabadia and the course of action might have accrued. It is the mere fact that 94 on the case as a registered voter, any absolute.
So that was just literal.
It was just literal. And from that, you departed from the clarity of a provision of the Constitution, to say when rival meanings are ascribed to a provision of the Constitution now, you stay and refer the question of constitutional interpretation to the Supreme Court under Article 132 of the Constitution. Michael Kwe ruling was ultra virus. It was wrong in law because you can't arrogate yourself the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court to interpret a provision of the Constitution. Now it's also arrogated to yourself the jurisdiction of the High Court and Article 99(1)(a) to declare parliamentary seat vacant. Now untinasi a speaker. Now when you say you are ultra virus, you are unconstitutional.
Michael Kwe.
Any both speaker Babi and Michael Kwe ni ultra virus. It was unconstitutional. Again. Speaker Babin, we had the standing orders of Parliament of 2000 now. Not stand order 18, no. Emma Parliament who can speak and who can ultimately declare parliamentary seat vacant. But in the 2023 standing orders, no review standing orders, new one or more passe, no. Or more cure that mischief because it was inconsistent with Article 99(1)(a) at the High Court of Ghana and the other jurisdiction to declare a parliamentary seat vacant.
So they carried it with what?
Now, or say the speaker will communicate to Parliament.
Exactly what you did.
Communicate to Parliament as to the vacancy of a seat.
Exactly.
And he did.
Pacho.
2 minutes for up.
It's communication anyway. It's in order ben onya say seat na vacant. High Court may declare our seat vacant. Speaker Gina so or they communicate to Parliament. It's why interpret a provision of the Constitution now. And why enforce so wait me communicate to Parliament. So what the speaker did, was clearly wrong. And again, Obit now can say a majority. I wonder. Say a lawyer of a sort, because say ya serve a friend say a stay an order of the Supreme Court on Parliament. As Speaker Anakasa Jatun say the orders of the court has been served on him. No, Obeka say I na Speaker Tanasen and when declare one side no majority. Speaker and declare majority grouping in Parliament. And yes, sir. Abraham independent candidate the NPP 137 no. It was the Speaker who declared that caucus as the majority grouping in Parliament, not the majority party. And then our free say the ruling stand there and can declare the NDC minority as a majority in Parliament because of the ruling. So
and Rana, you mean
for the first on Thursday
on the day of Kasai.
On the day of Kasai and Edvi Enra he was careful because he knows the law and on him say on that red line and said to adjourn Parliament sign any aberration because Article 112 of the Constitution, Emma Hokwine said 15% of the total number of parliamentarians can call for a meeting. And so you should notice now, the Speaker has 7 days in which to convene Parliament. Again, Standing Order 53.1, Order 53.2, and also can the same provision. And at any point, if any of the 15% members,
so even if the Speaker refuses 15% of
parliamentarians, can recall Parliament.
Only as possible.
He can recall Parliament. Speaker within 7 days, he is enjoined by law to summon Parliament. And to adjourn Parliament, sign it.
And they pronounce that we will hear it.
To adjourn, sign it. You see, you can dictate to the Speaker. You can dictate to the Speaker. You can dictate to the Speaker. But Emrano,
who is dictating to the Speaker?
Emrano, nobody. But the NDC is dictated to the
nobody's
my WhatsApp messages be numbers was so powerful. Speaker will be 1 year, 1 year, 3 years of Parliament. I can say the Parliament signed it. I did the Parliament signed it because they want to frustrate. You can't verify this. No. Don't do that. Let's be civil. Don't do that. No, I'm not allowed to rely on don't do that. Let's be civil. Let's be civil. No, may the respect a man. Okasano. Say ne 32 years experience when ya won rasebedwem no opese okofie no tension nim guase kana onkoso no onye de oye you see and article 1-2
you said this things and
article 1-2 no they should come are you Parliament
But don't abuse the platform. Don't abuse the platform.
I am not.
We should be measured. We should be measured. But don't contempt.
I mean, you can say that. If it amounts to contempt, I am on my own. I'm asking you. I'm on the floor. Please address your guest. No, address your guest. Stop this. You see, I just didn't want to. You can't sit here and be doing this. You see, oh my. How can you say that? Oh my God! I have stated on your platform. You saw what you did. Oh my! I have stated on your platform. Wrong. And now Obia Ghana not Ghana be all kinds of Supreme Court. Honorable Siama, no, to enforce to contest the decision. But I am saying, say it was wrong. Oh my, we have
a special interview coming up.
Not parliamentary.
Stay tuned. And thank you for your time.